as the marriage gets older, it's like as the time is going up and the intentionality is going down.
An inverse relationship.
Inverse relationship. So as they date for a while, then now it's like, oh, whatever I'm wearing, you like me like that. Then they marry and they can get to the point where, like, I don't even care. I don't have to fix anything. This is me. Take me as I am. Hello everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to Love Movement Television. Thank you for being here with us again. It's another show and it promises to be an amazing and interesting show.
Yes.
I believe,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Never a dull moment here.
Never. Today we are discussing the topic, are dates a big deal in marriage?
Wow.
Yes. What do you think?
That's a sweet topic.
Let's go.
That's a tantalizing something to deal with.
All right, so let's go. Are dates a big deal in
I think
marriage?
100% they are a big deal. And I think it's one of the secrets to keeping the marriage spicy.
So what's a date? First,
well, top of my head, I think that it's an outing for the couple out of the usual surrounding, their usual comfort place, to a different atmosphere, a different surrounding, and then spending some quality time with themselves. So yes, I'm not looking in the dictionary. This is just top of my head.
I think you're right.
Yes.
I think you're right. Dates there, we don't need dictionary. We know what it is.
I read somewhere some time ago, is there a video I watched or something, that in an interval of weekly, monthly, and I think quarterly in a year, there's a series of dating activities that he and his wife has planned to do. So I think they do a small outing every week. I'm not so sure.
I think I heard, he said every 2 weeks, go out one night.
Yes, go out
every
one night.
2 months, go out one weekend. Every 2 years, go out 1 week. Something.
Yeah, something of that
something
sort.
Like
yeah,
that.
something of that sort. So I think that it's a fantastic idea. When I heard it, I said, wow, this is something worth copying.
Yeah. Some people discount it. Many people feel that, well, I don't know, many people think that, like, we're married already, so
we are here.
We're here. I see you every day. It's not like when we were not married, when we were courting, I had to plan to see you, and so there was inevitably going to be a date.
Yeah.
But now we live together. So
dinner is at home. There's food in the house.
So why have a date night? But I think that, like you said, it's important to just take that quality time aside and go and have that time away from the norm and all of that for a period.
Yes, and I also think that life gets monotonous quite a lot of the time. With the routines of everyday life, waking up, preparing the kids, taking them to school, preparing yourself, going to work, coming back, eating dinner, making sure the kids do their homework, sleeping. It becomes a cycle, and sometimes you forget what fun actually is, or there's no tingling feeling
it's
again.
True.
So, sometimes when you intentionally decide that you're going to, date nights are going to be part of your lifestyle, maybe like once in every 2 weeks, or even if it's once a month, I think it creates some sort of anticipation that, oh man, this month, like there's this time that we are going to go out. We are going to find someone to take care of the kids. We are going to leave the house, find a nice place, and then, just try to enjoy a night out or a time out. I think it creates some sort of excitement, and the whole experience. I'm personally for experiences, having experiences and memories. I think it's very, very essential to the marriage. So that it's not like we just married. Every day we are just existing, but you always have memories. Do you remember the time we went to this place? As I'm even speaking, I've just remembered the
You
stuff.
remember it because he's smiling. And one of the interesting thing about memories is, I think that in date nights, whether it went well or it didn't, it will still be a fun memory.
Yeah, it will still be a talking point.
We went somewhere and the food wasn't good. It's still a fun memory.
Yeah.
Or when somewhere the food was excellent. It's still a fun memory.
Yes. So
that's true.
I think it's something that we must consciously add to to the marriage. It's it's work. Marriage is it's work. It's a lot of work. But I think that this is something that helps you to take stress off sometimes. So yeah, I mean everybody loves fun. So if something that you don't need permission from anybody, you are going to do yourself and then enjoy it. I mean both of you enjoy yourself. I think that is something that must be on your calendar.
Yes.
And then you do regularly. So yeah,
I agree. I agree. And I think another thing, I've heard it said, continue dating in marriage. So recently I was just thinking, continue dating in marriage, what do they mean? And the answer I got was be intentional. Because when you're dating, there's a lot of intentionality. You think of, where are we going? What am I going to eat? In fact, at the beginning of the dating spectrum, some people even have to think as far as what conversations are we going to have? Because at first you may not have established that rapport. So when I sit with him, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to discuss? Where are we going to go? What am I going to wear? What perfume am I going to use? You are so intentional. And then as the marriage gets older, it's like as the time is going up and the intentionality is going down.
An inverse relationship.
Inverse relationship. So as they date for a while, then now it's like, oh, whatever I'm wearing, you like me like that. Then they marry and they can get to the point where, like, I don't even care. I don't have to fix anything. This is me. Take me as I am. And as much as, yes, in marriage, they have to take you as you are, you can make an effort. And be intentional about showing up and being present. And I think that's what dating does.
Exactly. And for me, one of the things is, I think, is the mindset of, and it boils back to, the intentionality that I intentionally want to enjoy the marriage. If you have that mindset, you detach from the norm of, we are married, so let's just be. We are just there, But if you try and detach and say, look, I want to enjoy this as much as possible, then these things, that mindset sort of drives you that let's look for the next exciting thing to do so that we are happy. So
as Christians, as people of faith, so I was asking God, I was like, so do you believe in weekly dating? And I felt sure that he wouldn't say no, but I was not I didn't know if I could defend it in scripture. So I was looking through, I saw where, of course, the Bible says that he would go to talk to Adam and Eve in the garden. And it sounded like it was a regular thing that he used to do. But I was just like, is this it? So I decided to ask Mr. Google. Hi, Mr. Google. And I said, the Bible and regular date nights. And immediately it brought up something that I was surprised that I didn't see. He said, your regular date night with God is the Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's so intentional about it. He says, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. It's like, that is my date night with you. You must observe it. I need to have this time with you every week on a regular. And I was like, wow.
Oh, like that's really an eye-opener.
So God also believes in date night. He calls us to it, like set one day aside where you get to just be with me. And so if God is doing it, Abrantie, why? Sister, that's why. Like we should be, and this may help those who, because I dare say, and don't come for me. If I'm wrong, please write it in the comments section. I'm going to stick my neck out and say that very often
Here it comes.
Very often,
Here it
it's the
comes.
Christian couples who don't want to do date night. We are the ones who feel like, let's do more important things. We should be binding demons. I don't know. But
What?
somehow, many Christian couples are not really, I dare say, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I dare say that, man, and I feel that if that demographic can see that God Himself values this activity, to place it to place it as something that you don't mess around with. I want that day aside with you. Then we can copy it and mirror it in our own relationships, and then work on Christian marriages and make them beautiful and not boring or a chore. That type of thing.
And now, speaking about Christian couple, let me play the advocate here.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
okay.
What about and it's just coming to mind that what about a Christian couple, like we were saying, that have a very busy Christian life? Church on Sunday, maybe prayer meeting on a Tuesday, midweek on a Wednesday,
Thursday choir rehearsal.
Yes, choir rehearsal.
Friday all night.
Saturday evangelism,
meeting and outreach,
and then right back to Sunday. How do you fix date night in without meaning to look like,
you are shirking on your Christian
you are taking a rain check on your Christian responsibilities?
Yes. Well, I think that thankfully we've already drawn the parallel that we've compared that God also values that one day aside with us. And we are very quick to say that, look, if in your busy schedule as a banker or a medical doctor or an engineer or a data analyst or whatever, if in that busy schedule you cannot find one day to spend time with God, then you are too busy. So if it works on this side, I think that it should work on the other side.
Absolutely.
And no matter how busy you are with church and with church activities, you should be able to make time to spend time with your spouse. They are still important. You married somebody's daughter or son, for God's sake.
Yes, let me insert this here. I wish I could, get an effect to balloon my head and make this more emphatic that going to a prayer meeting with your wife is not a date.
The brothers in the WhatsApp group. Those are the back. Can you hear?
I just scattered the table. You cannot,
say.
You cannot go to a prayer meeting or midweek with your wife and say that we drove out and so you have gone on a date night. No, please.
Yeah. That was
plan something.
That's important. Oh, it's good your brother.
Oh yes.
I bet you there's someone watching this video who just had that. And you've broken his table. His table is gone.
Shattered and scattered everywhere. Christians, Christian couples per se must set an example for the world.
Growing up, I was afraid of the will of God in quotes. And I realized that what I could put my finger on that made me scared was marriage. So we're going to discuss date ideas. He'll bring the big ones. I'll bring the small ones.